all these details beyond just playing, working out, going in. It's the mental part, the preparation, the way you treat people, the type of teammate you are, the way that you are in team settings, the way that you are with your coaches. Because you guys have heard a lot of the cliches about, being coachable and how coaches are always watching you. Josh mentioned it. I just joined the Charlotte Hornets in a player evaluation role, and what I'm going to be doing for the Hornets is going out and scouting players just like you. And I can tell you right now, with it being my job now, I'm going to be looking for those things. Is who are the people that are listeners, that engage, that interact well with their teammates during timeouts, that are attentive, not the people that aren't paying any attention. You'd think that doesn't matter, but there's a lot of great basketball players. And the thing that we talk about behind closed doors is, well, who's the great people? Who's the great workers? Who works hard? Who treats people well? And I'm telling you right now that if there's one thing that you take from today, it's how important it is to treat people well, to treat people with respect, to treat your teammates with respect, to listen, to engage, the way you carry yourself and the way that you carry yourself on the court, again, in timeouts, these small details, those are the things that can separate you from good opportunities, great opportunities, D1, not D1, when you go play in college, whatever level, having the opportunity to play in a professional setting. I could come into a gym, I could watch you guys play, and unfortunately, you could react a certain way, maybe argue with your teammate. I'm taking a note and I'm gone. And I'm going to go on to another player who does the right things and doesn't have that type of attitude stuff. So,
being a great guy, being a locker room guy, I'm sure you guys will hear that for the rest of your careers. Like, that means a lot more at the end of the day when rather someone's scoring 11 points a game or 12 points a game. They're going to look at those little things. So with that reputation, that's what I had to add with that.
It's really about figuring out who you are before you're told who to be. What do you do to get your kids to one, listen to you when you're yelling at them, two, pick up after themselves? Usually everyone's bench is a mess. It sounds so simple, and it has nothing to do with basketball. So I would say those are the biggest things that are also the easiest.
Even with some of you guys in the room, I know from my standpoint, I've been in a lot of rooms just and been able to observe. I've never seen any of you guys play, but sitting here for the last 45 minutes, I've made my own opinions on some of you guys just based off of your enthusiasm when you guys won, right? There's a reason that group won. And I don't know what it is exactly yet, but someone in this group or this team is going to come out and probably play the best in the All-Star game. That would be my guess. And there's different impressions I've made on you guys. I haven't even seen you play.
A lot of the things that you guys do, the way that you carry yourself, you might not realize now, but every single thing that you say and do around those little kids, they're just soaking it up. So you really have to be cognizant. You have to be aware of how you act around those young kids, what you say around those young kids, because you are their role models, whether you realize it or not. And that kind of goes hand in hand with legacy, right? They're the future of your community. They're the future of your program. So just the way that you guys carry yourself around them, just be aware that you are a role model right now for them, and just to be mindful of that.
Well, am I the guy that's going on into the game and be telling myself I'm gonna get 15, maybe 20 shots up today, regardless, win or lose, I'm gonna get shots up today? Am I the one shooting over 3 guys, turning the ball over, all that? That, by leading by example, shows the other 4 people on your court that, okay, if he's doing it, then I can do it, and then it becomes a disaster, And that leads to also off the court. With that being said, are you in an away game? Say you guys bring your high school teams, you go to an away game, and you guys are giving your locker room, you're allowed to change this stuff. After that game, say you guys get blown out by 20, 30, disappointing. You guys didn't want to lose. You weren't supposed to lose, but you did lose. Who's the ones cleaning up after everybody else before you guys hit on the bus and head back home? Who's the one staying in the locker room? And you'll notice that. You won't even say it. You'll be you'll just notice someone picking up trash, or probably the best players on your teams, right? You're here for a reason. Your achievements, people notice those achievements, and that's why you guys are here and not the thousands of other high school players that are in Maine, right? So firstly, you look at your achievements there, but what's next? There has to be a next. But with that being said, yes, you guys may be the best players on your teams right now. But what about everyone else that's helping you? How are you going to help bring them up to your level? Might not be level of basketball play. It might be just being a good team player, good friend on and off the court. But like, I think the leadership that we were talking about a little bit earlier, I had to say this, like, you are the best players on your teams. It all starts from you and goes down. So you have to develop a culture with your teammates. And that could be the player that barely made varsity or the second best player on the team. You got to bring everyone together, and that shows character with you as a player, and that will lead up to, you know, not only develop when you go to college.
It's never too early to start really making an impact on the floor as a player, but also just as a leader within your program. You guys, you know, shouldn't be nervous or tentative to go in there and make your mark early. And you know, if you're in a culture that maybe has some negativity to it, you know, start trying to make change right away.
In my experience, it starts with the character of the person and who they are and what they're willing to do. And so the first guy I really became close with was Russell Westbrook, because we were not the same players, clearly. That's why I'm a coach, not a player. But we had a lot of the same characteristics. Like, he is a maniacal worker. Like, he is very regimented. 9 o'clock every morning he's on the court. They've practiced at 11. 30 minutes of, he has a routine that he does. Goes in after, gets treatment that he needs on his body, eats the same thing for breakfast every day and only puts certain things in his body, gets ready for practice, practices like a maniac for 2 hours.
See what you want to work on. So like a lot of our coaches had us do a goal sheet, which was good, better, how. So you write 3 to 4 things you're good at. You got to give yourself credit somewhere, right? And then you write 3 to 4 things you want to get better at. And then the how part is like what people always miss. It's so simple. It's that one extra step. How are you going to do it? For me, it's I wanted to improve my 3-point shooting percentage. So before practice, I'm doing 200 threes. It's going to be stationary, catch and shoot, focus on form. After practice, I'm going to do 150 because I have time between class and practice, enough time to get up an extra shot. And then I'm going to do transition threes, so on the move, catching and shooting. So it's like, now you have an actionable item that you can now set yourself up for success, because it's all you have to do is check it off the list. Now you know what you're going to do. So I would say, like, he was just very specific. You can tell, like, he already has planned out what to do. That makes everything else that much easier.
Thank you, everyone. Everybody here. It's an amazing thing, the way the game of basketball can bring people together. There you go! Off the train! Hey!
I feel good sometimes, I don't. Like, I don't even let that still doing it. I'm here for a good time. Gucci on my shoe rack. Hey!
Gets it off. Hey! Hey! All right, here we go. Goes for the two.